Hey, we want to welcome you back to the CashRegisterStore.com channel. Today's video will be a training video or tech support video helping you on the Sam4s SPS-300 series how to program in your descriptor, your tax rate, your price. We'll show you where the food stamp function's at and other features all on this model. Now there's a few different models in the SPS-300 series. This model is the SPS-345. We're showing you this one. This one's a little bit more complex for programming because of the raised keys. And programming these raised department keys does take a little bit more time. Now there is an SPS-320 and an SPS-340. These both have a flat keyboard. As you can see in this image right here, there is a key sheet that does come with it. So you can lay the sheet on the keyboard and you can type in the character descriptors, which definitely speeds up and makes it easier. But generally, retail locations want to have the raised keys, just they're faster to press. But before we get started, remember, subscribe to the channel. Again, we constantly have new videos rolling out for you. But in order to get started, we're going to invite out the tech, and he's going to show us how to do this.
So today we're going to show you how to program a PLU key on the Sam SPS-300 series. This would also go for the 340 as well as the 345 series of registers. As you can see here, we have the 345 register. We have 21 departments that we can. But on the Sam4s products, these departments, which most people consider departments, are really PLUs. Everything is a PLU on the Sam4s products. But very easy to program, and it's really just a matter of terminology, what we're using here. But we're going to program these keys. So let's say we have a grocery store and we want to program some of these keys, such as for groceries, taxable groceries, maybe produce or meat, maybe beer or wine. So we can program the keys for whatever we want. So let's get started. First thing we're going to do is take and turn our key down to the program position. As you can see here, we have a 0 on the screen. It's for PLU, 1's for group. We have sales tax. Everything is very easy to program on these registers. But we're going to program a PLU. So we just simply press 0. Next we have 0 is to add modify, 1 is to delete. We're going to add modify PLU key. So we're simply going to press 0 again. Now on the screen you'll see it says enter PLU number, which we could enter in a number and press the PLU key, or you can simply press the key on the keyboard. So let's say, as an example, we want to start with number 15. We're going to press that. We want to make that our grocery key. So the first thing that comes up is that we have our descriptor. We see an arrow over here on the right side of the screen. Gives us our PLU number 15. We're on page 1. Our descriptor is PLU 15, but we want to change that to grocery. So we simply take out our chart, which we will find an ASCII chart on the manual that I printed out. It's on page 151. Now, depending upon the manual version you have, it could be a few pages before, a few pages after. But needless to say, you'll find this descriptor code chart. And you will find we have our descriptors, and under the descriptor we have a number. That's our code number that we're going to be using for our input into the keyboard. Such as you see here, A, it is a 65, a B is a 66, a C is a 67. But if you notice back up here in our program example, there's a decimal point. So we enter that number and press the decimal point. So let's go ahead and put in groceries on our key. So our first letter is a G. So we have a G is a 71. So we're going to go 71 and decimal. GR is an 82 decimal. 82 decimal. GRO is a 79. 79 decimal. GROC comes to 67. 67 decimal. And E is 69, 69 decimal. GROECY should be. Okay, I made a mistake. I misspelled grocery. I've got a C instead of an R. you can simply come back and do a backspace. So do 97 dot back up 1. So now we can go in and put in our R, which is our 82 decimal, GROCER and a Y, which is 89 decimal. Now we have grocery. That's our descriptor for our key. You can simply hit the cash key, then that enters it. You must hit the cash key to get that enter. If you did not hit the cash key and just press clear to go out, it will revert back to the PLU number. It will not save it. Okay, it asks if it's a preset. Well, it's not a preset. So typically we would say no. Now, however, if you are scanning, we would want that to be a yes, because if we have items that we're linking to the grocery key, that would be a preset. So under those conditions, we would want to say yes for preset for groceries. So we're going to say no, but this would be if you're not scanning. Then we simply press down. We go down to price halo. We don't have a price. We're going to enter the price. We're going to leave it at 0. Press your cash tender, top of the next page, preset override. We told it wasn't a preset, so that really doesn't matter. We can go ahead and press the key. Now it comes to taxable by. We have up to 4 tax rates available. So some states, most states just have 1 tax, but there are some states that have 2 or 3 tax rates. But what we want to do here is tax by tax rate 1, it has a no. Groceries are typically in most states non-taxable, so we would leave that at no. But if groceries were taxable in your state, then you would say yes. So we're going to leave it just as no right now. We're going to go tax 2, we have none. Tax 3, we have none. Tax 4, we have none. Comes down to food stamp eligible. If you're taking food stamps or EBT in your store, and groceries, typically you could purchase those with your EBT card. So then we would simply hit the yes no button, and that would change it, make it food stamp eligible. So if we would program a food stamp tender, food stamp subtotal key on our keyboard, then it would tell us what we had available in that sale. So, but again, that's selectable for you. We go down to group number 1. As you see here, we have 1 through 20. Depending upon what groups you set up, you may set up just a grocery key. You may set up alcohol group. You might set up perhaps a meat group, different groups. But you would enter your group number here. We'll discuss groups in another video. Anyway, we'll just leave it at group number 1 for now. And we go to group number 2. You really want to leave this always at 0, and also group 3 at 0. Those really are used in restaurants if we need to send an item to different kitchen printers. Again, we'll get into kitchen printers later, but for all circumstances, really, you want to use everything as group under group 1 there. We're going to go down. Everything else, really, we don't need to go any further. All the standard items are set. You're welcome to read through the manual, but negative item is no, it's a hash no, single item, it's not, non-add compulsory, there's gallonage, inventory item, we can disable the key, could be a scalable key, auto scale, we got tears available, condiments, compulsory condiment. If you want to print on the receipt, normally you want to print on the receipt. We want it to print on the display show. If you're doing guest checks, you can have check, print the price on the receipt, yes, print the price on the check. These are all items that you could program. You can have promos, counter not reset when you do reports, preset override, advantage control. But again, also in the manual, all those things are explained what they do. If you need a link PLU, link PLU could be for those states that have bottle deposits. Then what we could do, we could set up bottle deposits as a single can, 4-pack, a 6-pack, 8-pack, 9-pack, whatever. We can set up those PLUs. So if we're scanning an item, we scan a 6-pack of beverage, then it would come in and say, oh, we have a deposit, we have a linked PLU, and it'd say go, and then it would automatically add that bottle deposit on that. We also have mix and match available. If you have like 2 for $1, you buy one is 75 cents, but you get 2 for $1. All that can be programmed out. We'll cover that in another video. And then we can disable void return mode. But again, I'm going to page back up here. The only things you really need to be concerned about are page 1, and I'm going to page down, and page 2, taxable. So we're going to simply put in our name, put in a price or not a price, page down, and really make it taxable or non-taxable or food stampable. That's all we need to do. Once we have that, we can press clear, and then we can go ahead, we can press another key on the keyboard. Let's press our second one, and let's make let's call it beer. So then we could go in and use our descriptor again. B, that's a 66 decimal. E is 69 decimal. And R is 82 decimal. Okay, so we can leave that at preset if we want to. Price, let's say we want a preset price. This would be like maybe a beer, a 6-pack of beer. You sell a lot of them, and those are $8.99. And we can simply hit the cash. Beer typically is taxable, so we'd hit the yes, no one time, change that to Y, hit cash. We don't have multiple tax rates. Food stamp, it's not food stampable. Group, we can leave it on. We can go ahead and press clear, clear, clear. Now we're out of here. We're going to go back up to register. And then we can simply enter, we got $5 for groceries, and we've got a 6-pack of beer. That gives you your items, you have your descriptor there. And then you see your total. So it's $13.99, they give us $15, and there. Now you didn't see the tax because we didn't put the tax in. We can simply do a quick go down the program. We can say sales tax, which is 2, and we're going to tax 2, and tax descriptor. Tax type is an add-on tax here in the U.S. In some other countries, they have different rates available. Then we come down to the rate, and let's do 6.5%. And that's it, and that's all we need to do. It takes tax 2. If you had a second tax 2, we'll clear it. We're going to turn the key back up to register. Now if we do $5 for our groceries and we do our beer, now we have tax on our beer item. So simply they give us $15, you get enter that, hit your cash key, you have 43 cents and change. Very simple to program any of the keys on the keyboard for whatever you like.
Well, we hope you enjoyed today's video. We hope a situation that may have seemed a little bit complex, we really simplified it for you. It's really not that hard to do. Once you got the first steps down, and again, always check back with us. We have more videos rolling out, and we will catch you on the next one.